Okay, so today is June 26th and we are out in my garden. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys, this is my second year gardening. Last year we just had one big bed, and this year we got some cattle panel from Tractor Supply to create some archway trellises. And we live in a duplex, so we just have a really basic front yard garden. Something that I've learned with gardening is that it doesn't have to be this huge grand old thing. You can start small. You can start in a couple of pots. You can start with just a really small space with just a couple of things. Get a couple of herbs, some lemon balm or some rosemary. Like last year I had no idea what I was doing, and I was so surprised to see what a harvest I got. This year is only my second year. It is definitely not perfect. You cannot compare me to Epic Gardening or Charles Dowding or any of those epic amazing gardening people out there, which you guys should check them out because they're pretty amazing and I've learned a lot from them. But I wanted to show you guys a few things that I have in my garden today. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys my garden. It is also, I have to tell you, it is middle of summer. The grass is looking like straight hay. Our yard looked so much prettier in earlier spring in like April, but now the sun is just beaming. It's been 100 degrees every day, so things are frying up a bit. So it's not as beautiful, and my trellises are not completely covered. I just pulled some cucumbers, but anyway, I'll stop chatting on and show you guys what I have in the garden today. Okay guys, so right now we're under well, I put tomatoes everywhere in my garden. I overplanted tomatoes. I think everyone kind of gets really excited when it comes to tomatoes. I have so many different varieties, and when I transplanted my tomatoes, my neighbor and I were so excited to put them in my garden beds that we didn't label them. So I kind of have an idea of what is what now that it's growing, but I'm not 100%. I think I'll know once things start to ripen. But anyway, these are the cattle panel that we got from Tractor Supply, which were about $35, I want to say, which are really great. I know a lot of people have super fancy trellises that are really amazing, but this is, you know, we're gardening on a budget over here. So, and this is also in our front yard, so keep in mind you can do it in your front yard. So I love these tomatoes. I just kind of trained them onto this this cattle panel. Okay, so I love using this Velcro tape to put these onto the cattle panel. And this Velcro tape is just really great when you're trying to train your plant up a trellis, you know, like when your peas first start or your tomatoes. And you just, you know, you don't even have to use the whole tape measure, because as it's growing up the cattle panel, you can pull the tape from lower areas because it's already, of course, trained down below. And then you can just pull in vines, you know, where they need to be taped at. And, oh, I just broke one, and it had tomatoes on it. That sucks. Well, that happens. Oops. So be very gentle. You don't want to lose food. But this tape is actually really amazing. Okay, so I think some of these yellow pears are done, but I'll give these a couple more days. But I think for sure we can harvest some of these sungold orange tomatoes. They look pretty ripe to me. So we are gonna harvest these sungold orange. You guys, these ones are so sweet. I pulled one yesterday and it was just so sweet. It was so good. I love these so much. My husband is off camera telling me to eat one. He wouldn't even eat one, but he's telling me to eat it. My husband won't eat food off the vine, you guys, but I will.
This body is a temple.
Wow. It is so sweet. It's literally like a burst of sugar. It's so good. So we got some sungold orange tomatoes. I think I'm going to give these can you see these, babe? I think I'm going to give these another day or so of heat of these yellow pear, but those are ripening at a very slow pace. Okay, so I don't have a dehydrator yet, so I just let these air dry in our back room. Maybe you guys can tell me your favorite dehydrators out there, because we have not been able to figure out which one to get because there's so many different ones. So this is chamomile. I've been harvesting this for like a month now, and as you can see, it dries up down to hardly anything. And I planted so many chamomile seeds, so I think next year I will do a full bed of chamomile. The flowers are what the chamomile tea is. The leaves taste kind of bitter, so I would only make tea with the flowers. And then here we have calendula, which is really good for healing wounds, among other things, really good for your hair. So I've been growing a bunch of calendula and putting it in some of my hair oils. And I actually just planted new seed for this. This is giving an okay harvest, but it's not a ton, so I think you'd want to plant plenty. The more you harvest the flowers, the more they're going to grow back. So once you plant these flowers, you really want to make sure that you're getting out here every single day and harvesting. So I just like to use my shears here, and I just, oops, I missed one. I just cut them off, and I just leave them in this bowl to dry out. And this is chamomile. You can see it's kind of, when it was growing at first, I had planted some carrots, and I was like, are these carrots? But no, it was chamomile. So I'm just gonna go in and pinch off all these flowers, and probably by tomorrow, I'll have a whole bunch more. Because like I said, the more you harvest with the flowers, the more it gives you. Oh, these smell so good too. They smell like chamomile tea. But I just love these. I think it's so cool that you can, you know, you can have your own herbal teas and things that you know are completely 100% organic. You know what's in the soil, which we'll talk about soil in another video. I am by no means a soil expert yet, but I can tell you, I've learned quite a few things. And the better your soil is, the better your crop. You don't want to take shortcuts on soil, which I have done that before. So we're just going to keep cutting these off. So I'm actually really proud of myself, you guys, because my husband and I went for a walk out in the wild, and I saw wild chamomile growing. And it's just so rewarding when you start to realize that you can notice these things in the wild by your eye. So I'm just gonna finish harvesting these. Okay, so in this bed I did a little bit of chaos gardening. I know that this is a loofah here, can you see that? And I think that these might be two different kinds of melons. So this is a black cherry tomato, I believe. This is another cherry tomato, I believe. Chaos gardening, you guys. I just kind of put my seeds in and went with it. This is a yellow pear tomato. This one's been here for a while, but I kept these on the sidelines for a while in case I had any problems with my tomato plant. So I just put these in about 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to have, if the weather is good, I should have tomatoes well into November, especially once my original tomato plants tire out. Over here is my calendula plant. I usually like to harvest these when the flowers are open, but they're not open right now. So I'm just gonna cut a few off to promote a little more growth. This calendula, you can see it's on its last leg. I planted this back in March, I believe. I'll have to put the date in the video, but I'm pretty sure I planted this in March, and it is June, so it's tiring out. I just put some new calendula seeds in here because I want to have a ton of calendula for my hair growth oils. So this is cherry belle radish, which you can sow seeds for this and get a harvest within about 25 days. And this cherry belle radish is pretty, it's pretty durable for all times of the year. So today we're gonna pull a couple up. So you can do something called succession planting, which is basically when you sow seeds every week so that you're continuously getting a harvest, because nobody wants all of their harvest at once. So things that you can do succession planting with, you can do watermelon in the summer, you can do radish. So I have some little baby radish in this box that you see popping up, and then some that are done, like these guys. So we can, oh, oops, I got a little happy. This is my garden stick, you guys. This is my garden stick. I poke spiders and things with this. I'm like, get out of my garden. I accidentally harvested one too soon, but anyway, you can see we have a radish. Looks good. So we'll put this in our basket here. Oh wait, here's one. We got another cherry belle radish. Look, you guys, I'm pulling up too many. Oops, but that's okay. I'll sow more seed here. But these are coming along very well. You guys, we are fighting mosquitoes like crazy right now. We're both, are you getting eaten?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm ready to go inside. You don't pay me enough to be eaten alive.
We're literally getting eaten by mosquitoes. Okay, so this is what I'm the most proud of this summer in my garden. I am growing watermelon. These are variety sugar baby watermelons. I need to get some pantyhose so that they'll have more support here on the trellis. But these sugar baby watermelons are coming along so great. I did so much research and I'm just so happy to see that they are growing here on the trellis. These are tomato plants. This is a black beauty tomato. So these will be really big, juicy black tomatoes. And then this is red cherry tomatoes. So I've already harvested a ton of cucumbers. I have 2 jars of pickles I've already made and I've snacked on some. So I just ripped out a cucumber plant, which I wish I would have done this video for that one because it had just cucumbers hanging everywhere. But these ones are starting to produce, so this whole trellis should be pretty covered with cucumbers. Today we are gonna harvest, I got 2 big ones that I've seen 3. So I'm gonna harvest these. This is a cucumber fresh off the vine, and you want to cut it with your shears because the cucumber can be a bit thick. You don't want to rip the plant. So here's another over here. I'm pretty sure these are variety Space Master. So these are really great. And so far my jar of pickles were really, really, really delicious. So anyway, we could harvest some herbs and things, but my husband is getting eaten by mosquitoes. I'm getting eaten, but we just wanted to do a quick little garden tour. There is more. He says I don't have to do it all today, so we'll do more next time. So for today's harvest, we have some calendula, some chamomile, which has been ongoing, a couple of radish. Not much. We've already been harvesting a lot of different things. A few tomatoes, but everything is still just in growing season, but it's always nice to have these small little harvests. So yeah. I hope you guys will come back to my garden. We have more. I'll show you guys more on the next video. We just are getting slathered by mosquitoes.